to self-explain, projected 2023, we are not announcing result, but we have right to project based on our findings. So, projected 2023 presidential election fraud using that statistics, that 2015 and 2019, showing the different disenfranchisement. Okay, this one showing the disenfranchisement of 77.7 million Nigerians and projected 14 million living vote force plus 18 million equals to 32 million as 2023 projected presidential result. So what does this mean? This simply means that in 2023, that is next week election, this week election. So I mean, this week. Now you have it. So we have, from our own finding, we have come to a conclusion that the number, because we are dealing with number of people with BBC. We have no business with people without BBC, and we have no business with dead people with BBC. So we are talking about people conscientious, the citizens of, lawyers, how do you call it? Citizens of full blood what? Persons of full blood citizenship. Is it? So we are talking about Nigerians in accordance with other section 28 of the Constitution. Nigerians, not Nigerianized Chadians, not Nigerianized Nigerians, not Nigerianized Cameroonians, and so on and so forth. Not Nigerianized persons from Futa in Senegal. That's not what we are saying. So now we are talking about Nigerianized Nigerians. So that is it. So you have this already 7.7 million already out. Now we are expecting that 40 people with BBC are going to vote. You know, 40 million. We projected that during the BBC give 6 million persons, conscientious persons BBC, during the last just ended BBC. So making it 40 million. Now out of these 40 million BBC holders, we are looking at the number that we turn out, the voter turnout in this week election. And going by the experience of people voted, that at 5% means 30 million votes. In 2019, 34% or about how many? In 2019, 34% or 27 point something million, check your record, is there, voted. Now, but voted in quote, is in quote, because out of these 34% and 35% are voted in quote, we still have percentage of them that represented fake vote and percentage of them that represented living votes. So in 2023, because of this military deployment, terrorization of voters and what have you, out of these 40 million, we may likely have 35%. And 35% gives you 14 million. The voter turnout may be 14 million. Because do you know the one thing you must know is that INEC feels comfortable chasing people away. The more you chase voters away, the brighter the chances of the electoral empire to manipulate. But the more people come out to vote, the slimmer the chances. That's what they do. So we are expecting that 14 million will be soon, will be overtaken by 18 million dead votes. And do not forget that we have already stated clearly that till date, in the National Register of Voters lies 20 million ineligible identities, which INEC is yet to touch till today. And who are these ineligible identities? We have estimated 8 million children of underage. We have 2 million, estimated 2 million illegal migrants. That's people from Nigeria, Chad, and what have you. And we have, what again? We have 4 million fake or fictitious names, like names from Jamaica, like names from this my friend in 2009 in your own name South. A voter register, version of Anambra version of voters register was found, and it contained the name of Ganifa.
It's from my village.
Okay, what does it do? Pictures, not names, pictures. Pictures of Gani, what does it do? Bearing different names as registered voters in Int'l South. So we have estimated 4 million. I think, yeah, 4 million. 4 million fake names still flooding the National Register of Voters. From Jamaica, from Haiti, and so on and so forth. Central African Republic and what have you. You know, bearing different names with different symbols. And of course, also in the name includes pictures gotten from booklets of what do you call it? Passport photograph, brochures of dead persons, and things like that. These are part of Nigerian Register, National Register till date. And of course, we have 6 million, estimated 60 million ineligible identities. And those 6 million ineligible identities include stolen PVCs, diverted PVCs, and what have you. And of course, I've told you previously how INEC used these stolen PVCs to rig election. It happened in Anambra State in 2017. So we have all these PVCs. Some of them, you saw some of them being dumped inside gutter. You saw some of them being excavated from the pit, and so on and so forth. These are PVCs that belong. And let me tell you, the data law, the personal data law, is a serious law all over the world. But in Nigeria, you can't supply your personal data to INEC only to find those data supply, being impersonated or belonging to another person, and nothing will be done about it. It's a serious crime all over the world, across the world. But in Nigeria, that is why it is the position of Inter-Society and the coalition that INEC parades the most compromised and the dirtiest voters register in the world. Thank you so much.
I
have seen that you didn't know that we are coming for a master class. Master class and this one is also for those in the classroom undergoing PhD or MSc programs in the university. You've gotten a veritable source, no doubt about that. So if you look at the material you have, which you will also be availed of the soft copy, if you haven't gotten it by now, it is, I can say, it's self-explanatory. So I don't think we need to dwell much on question and answers and clarification because of time factor. But I think 1 or 2 comments can be allowed so that we wrap up from there. Okay? So for form. Any other person after him? Okay. Oh yeah, form, take the floor.
Okay. Thank you for this wonderful presentation. I just want to make 2 observations. One, it does appear that in your calculation and projections about what is to be dead with and other fraudulent goods, it does appear you did not reckon with us that this is the game changer as we are being told. you are just using experience of 2019, 2015, and what have you. But this election is going to be an election like no other because of beavers that will dictate some of these infractions like we saw in Osun State. That is one. My second point is that you raise issue about military deployment, but you seem to also to have overlooked the issue of violence, political violence, and intimidation. Like the military deployment we witnessed so far is about Lagos. Because of even burning of banks, destruction of property due to the scarcity of Naira, the Naira redesign. And of course in the southeast, you see the activities of the unknown government, burning INEC offices, police stations and what have you. Are you saying that such threats, that military should not be called to assist in ensuring that people have the confidence to come out and vote? Thank you.
Before you go, these two questions are very, very important. See, let me start with the other question about, it is like this, you see, we shouldn't be confused with all this grammar and what have you. Look at this phone now. It is Infinix Hot 20i. 7, what do you call it? 7 watt. This 7 gig or 7 watt. There is something 7 gig. You have another one, Infinix Hot 21, 3 gig and what have you. The same thing. So if you can manipulate card reader in 2015, we have computer expert here, security expert. If I'm not following in line, he will. If you can manipulate beavers in 2015, then what is the card reader? Card reader in 2015. Beavers is an improvement. It's just like this phone. It's the same thing. It's just a little bit improvement on the card reader we are talking about. Osun election. So that's the thing.
But you use it in the south and you don't use it.
You don't. So we are coming to that. So there is no. So if you can manipulate that, if you can misuse that in 2015, you can as well misuse it in 2019. Whatever name call, even in 2023. And let me tell you, our bone of contention. The problem of this country is dual policy. The problem we are having with this election is dual policy, discrimination, forbidden by Section 42 of the Constitution, forbidden by Section 10 of the Constitution. Are you listening to me? Section 10 of the Constitution, forbidden by Section 14.3 of the Constitution, militarily forbidden by Section 2173 of the Constitution, and so on and so forth. Even on morality, forbidden by Section 15.5 of the Constitution. That is the problem we're having. Double policy. You come here, you say you are registering people. You go to a particular part of the country and take the registration machines to their homes, even in restricted places. You get? Then you go to other part of the country. You now insisted on strenuous, voters registration. The same thing applies to a situation during the, distribution of PVC. So the problem we're having with this country, this INEC, is that INEC is a notorious player of ethno-religious cards. So it's not the issue of, it's the issue of beavers you are talking about. What is beavers? Now we have pointed out here, if this election is going to be conducted, just make sure that the beavers technology, IRF, I mentioned it here, PVC and what have you, as they are being enforced to here, must be across board. You don't go to another part of the country and start collapsing the system. You go to Bashiga and there is a thumb printing process. You go to Nigerian border, there is thumb printing process. I've given you the example of, you know, during the voters registration. A top diplomat told me, and I verily believe the person, that there were 23 registration points in southern Nigeria. And here, you are saying, I can't read that. I mean, beavers, this, that, and what have you. So the question is, how are we sure that INEC is going to stick to the rule so that the beavers you are talking about in the south, in Onitsha, also Okwodo Onitsha, polling unit at also Okwodo Onitsha. You also talk about the same beavers in, what is the name of this Chief of Army Staff, Bill, former Chief of Army Staff, the hometown of Burutai, Bill. Not when you go there, you say, man, you know, anything goes. And let me tell you, there is something I forgot to tell you. The Lieutenant General, who is the Chief of Defense Staff, Lucky Labo, on 22nd September 2022, made it clear in a press conference that there are 361 international border points in Nigeria. And out of this figure, 137 that are substantially unmanned, securitization speaking, and they are located in the northeast and northwest. And he mentioned the state we just mentioned. And that is where anything goes. Do you understand what we mean? 137 international border points are substantially unmanned, securitization-wise. Do you know the implication? You're talking about porosity, where anything goes, where even cows can even vote. Where this, okay, watch out now by tomorrow, next tomorrow. Check out around the Enugu and